How to use MS Project to manage schedule or work breakdown structure in Dynamics 365. Let's have a look. Alright, so MS Project is the most commonly used tool by project managers. So if you are comfortable using MS Project for your projects, then you can connect PSA with MS Project. So whatever scheduling you are defining in your project service automation, it can also be brought to the MS Project, and then you can modify those scheduling over there. Now, to be able to do that, the prerequisites are that first of all, you need to have project service automation subscription, and then you also need to have MS Project. Now, if you are just doing a trial, you can also get the trial version of MS Project, and I have not explained that in this video, but I have explained in detail in one of my blog articles. I will just show it to you, and I will also provide you the link in the description below. Okay, and also the other thing is the project service automation add-in for MS Project should also be installed, and for that the link is provided in the description as well. So if you go to my blog article in Tech Quantum, which says how to sign up for MS Project trial, you will find all the details over here. By the way, if you haven't been on this blog article, I would recommend you to check that out. You will find some more useful topics over here. So if you see this article over here, the first thing that it says is to log into the office, portal.office.com, and then you go to the home catalog over here. So you will find an option called Project Online Essentials. If you click on it, you will get an option to choose between buying and getting free trial. So you can click on getting free trial, then you will get a pop-up where you have to click try now and then continue. All right, so once your sign up is successful, you can then navigate to the active users, which is somewhere over here in the menu, or you can click on this link. All right, and you find the user for which you need to activate the license, and under licenses and apps you will find an option called Project Online Essentials. So click on the check mark and click on save changes. Once you have done that, you can come onto the home page again, and you can go under the install Office apps desktop. You can click on install Office, and in there you will find an option called install project. Okay, so over here in this field, choose the 64-bit or 32-bit version based on your system requirements, and you can click on install project, which will actually download an exe file. When you run that, it will install the MS Project on your system. Now, the other thing that you need to do is download the add-in for project service automation and for Microsoft Project. So you go to this particular link. If I can click on this link over here, click on the download. Over here you will have two options, one for 32-bit and one for 64-bit. So the 32-bit is marked with x86 and the 64-bit is marked with x64. So based on your system requirements, you can click on that and click on next, and it will download an exe, which you then click on and install, and it will install the add-in on your system. As I have already installed Microsoft Projects and the add-in, if I open that up in my system and go to a blank project, for example, you will see that I have a tab called Project Service, which you will also find in your system once you install the add-in. So under this tab, I can use the settings in this tab to make a connection to my PSA. Okay, so on your MS Project, under Project Services tab, you need to click on Connect. So let me just first maximize this, and then I click on connect, and over here you have to provide the URL of the CRM environment that you want to connect to, okay, which I can provide it over here and click on connect. And then if you're connecting for the first time, it's going to ask you for your credentials, so you need to provide your credentials over here and then provide the password and click on sign in, and now it's going to connect to the CRM environment. Now you will notice that the connection icon is grayed out once we have made the connection, and then we have the publish and read options which are enabled now. So what we need to do is click on read and then click on PSA project. So this will list out all the projects that are available in your CRM system. So right now we only had created one project, so that is what is being displayed over here, that is Business Central implementation for AW. And if there are more projects, you can actually choose from those projects, select that and click on open. But over here there is one more option to link the project plan to project service automation. What this option actually means is, if you select this, then the project schedule in your CRM or Dynamics 365 will be read only. You cannot edit it in the application. You can only edit that over here in the MS Project. Okay, so I will select this link project plan to project service automation and then click on open. Now you will notice that it has brought up all the schedule from the Dynamics 365. And if you expand this a little bit more, you can see that you can add a little more columns. You can do many more things which you cannot do actually in Dynamics 365. That's why project managers actually love this particular tool. So if I maximize this and if I drill this down, you will see that all the schedule information has come over here, right? And it is also showing the graphical schedule over here. Now, one of the things that you need to notice is that you need to check the calendar dates and the time format and the date format that is for your MS project and that is in your CRM project. So because of that mismatch, you might face some errors. But it is not something that you can't fix. Okay, so I'm not going to those details right now, but what you can do over here is that if you want to make changes, you can make the changes to the projects over here, and you can see all the schedules over here. You can make the changes and then you can publish those changes to be reflected in your CRM. So let's have a look at the project which is linked to this particular MS project. So if you go back to your Dynamics 365 and if your PSA project is linked with MS project, then you will see this message which says WBS or the schedule cannot be edited. So once there is a link established, you will not be able to edit the schedule in Dynamics 365. You can only do that in your projects. So for example, if we see this particular row, key stakeholder meeting, and we check it over here, this is the same. So let me just go ahead and do a simple modification. Let me just say add TQ over here, key stakeholder meetings with Tech Quantum. So let me go and say publish, and similar kind of changes I can do with duration, start or finish, or predecessor, or let's say the number of days which are involved. So I can do all those kind of things and do the publish, right? And if I go back and just click on refresh, you will see that the changes that I did in MS projects are reflected over here. However, this is all grayed out and I will not be able to change anything in Dynamics 365, right? So you can do that in your MS project. So for example, if we go back to our MS project and click on unlink over here, and then if we go back to our Dynamics 365 and click on refresh, you will see that it is again editable now over here, and you can manage things in your Dynamics 365. So this is how you can use MS project for your advantage. So why don't you go ahead and try it out for yourself.